am Calypso Rose, the Calypso monarch of the world. Right now, I am looking at G.B.T.V, the most cultural television station in the metropolitan area. Each Saturday, I have to sit by the television to look at G.B.T.V. You got your soca, your calypso, and reggae. Check it out. Tell all your friends and fans and family to please tune in every Saturday for your cultural program, G.B.T.V.
What's come? Hey, ba-dum dum dum hey, bring it down down, bring down down the doom yes man, hey. Let me go. I'm feeling sweet, so sweet, from me head down to my feet. I'm feeling sweet, so sweet. Well, this party is a treat. From the time I come, man, I'm having fun. When it's time to leave, well, you'll let us grieve. But I can't think about that. The party don't start. This whining thing is a art. Wind down, why not touch your toes? Hey, hey, wind down, why not touch your toes? Wind down, why not touch your toes? Why not touch your toes? Get on bad and raise up your clothes. Why not touch your toes? But make sure you
Well, hello again. I am Harold PYSADEE, and it's great once again to welcome you to another CultureShare. And for the next hour, we'll be celebrating some of the best in Caribbean entertainment. You also have the opportunity to win a Calypso album compliments Calypso Rose. That's Rose's 1992 album, Rosie Don't Hurt Them. We'll be asking you a question about Calypso Rose, and you can write in the answer, and if you are the first correct answer to be drawn, you will win that album. The question we'll be giving you later on in the program. First off, we have is a bad in the soca business. He's the Protector, super performer, great music. Here he is doing Soca Waste, live in Brooklyn.
Everywhere people talking about we carnival. People see my face as we human bacchanal. Long time they say Trinbagonians had it their way. It was all in their hands. Now all that changed because people from every land joining in the jam session is sweet ways, sweet ways, sweet ways. Lord, if you see them, sweet ways, sweet ways, sweet ways. They're shouting, take a taste, take a taste, take a taste. La 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 la. Endless people trying to come, but they can't get flight. Let me tell you why. Hotels, guest houses sold out, not a room in sight. So here what happened, them men sanction with a big excursion. They have a plan to whale down the land. Some Grenadian, a whole plane load of Jamaican. For everybody's emotion, the sweet ways, sweet ways, sweet ways. Lord, if you see them, sweet ways, sweet ways, sweet ways. They're shouting, take a taste, take a taste, take a taste. Endless people from across this globe coming there. Let me tell you why. They all want to be a part of the grand affair. So I say, Brazil is great. The Spaniards say see, but they need real weight to compare with we. When that red start, Juve morning in the tongue. Recently come there from England. As soon as the soldiers get in the head, they start getting on. Here what happened? The English woman, hand on she head, she started jam on she husband Ned. That wasn't all. Somebody put 2 drinks in their hand. What a wicked explosion, what sweet waste. Sweet waste. Sweet waste. Lord, if you see them, sweet waste. Sweet waste. Sweet waste. She's shouting, take a taste, take a taste, take a taste.
Protector doing Sweet Waste on CultureShare. Our next performer is a Grenadian, a reggae bard. He worked with the people like Gregory Isaac, did a duo with him. He, as a matter of fact, right now is in the process of doing an album with the Shaniki record label, and we expect big things from this album. He is Patrick Dells. We caught him in Brooklyn doing a live performance. This one is called Roughneck. Patrick Dells.
Hey, you have to be a roughneck. A roughneck to live in New York City. Roughneck. Roughneck. Hey, you have to be a roughneck. A roughneck to live in New York City. Roughneck. Roughneck. Hey, we living in a rat race society where there is no solidarity. Human beings living like fox and wolves every day. Right here in New York City, I say, you have to be a roughneck. A roughneck to live in New York City. Roughneck. Roughneck. You have to be a roughneck. Roughneck to live in New York City. Roughneck. Roughneck. Gunshot firing east, north and south. Can't you hear it now? Brooklyn, Queens, Bronx, it's all about it. All you racists and robbers, you hear me right now? You better be prepared when you come to me. When you come to me, roughneck. Roughneck to live in New York City. Roughneck. Oh, roughneck. You have to be a roughneck. Roughneck to live in New York City. Roughneck. Roughneck. You have to be a roughneck. Oh, roughneck. Oh Lord. Roughneck. Roughneck. Oh Lord. You have to be a roughneck to live in New York City. New Yorkers, please don't criticize me. You know the truth and speak it, it will set you free. Don't you think I'm dealing with the hypocrisy? Right now me I face up into reality. Know what I go down in the Dumbo City. So if you want to come and chant up to me, it's a roughneck. I'm not buckle easy. Roughneck. Roughneck. Oh, roughneck. Roughneck to live in New York City. Roughneck. Roughneck. You've got to be roughneck. Roughneck. Becoming rough and rugged. Rough and rugged. Follow me. Rough and rugged. Rough and rugged. No better roses. No better roses. New York City, no with no better never mention the bad and the ugly. All them a talk about the good and luxury. They make you feel it's a paradise city. So right away, Lord, you won't let your country come in this New York City, but it's for better roses, better roses. New York City, now with the better roses. Better roses, better roses. New York City, now with the better roses. You have a strong in your mind, soul and body. If you want to survive in a New York City, weak in your hand, the cold will control you. Weak in your body, the cold will kill you. Weak in your mind, the system will find you. All this a place, Lord, that you do. So it's for better roses, better roses. New York City, now with the better roses. Better roses. Oh Lord have mercy, Lord, Lord. It's just reality, Lord. It's just reality, Lord, 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 Lord. Reality, Lord, Lord. Reality, reality, Lord, reality, reality. My name is Patrick D. Reality, Lord, reality. Come call the people and get this and style it. Roughneck. We have to be a roughneck, Lord, Lord, Lord.
What a dynamic performance there from Patrick Dells doing Roughneck. And you can look forward to a new single coming out with Patrick Dells and a Jammo. What a great performer he is. Now, we did mention at the beginning of the program that you have an opportunity to win a free album from Calypso Rose, a 1992 Calypso album, Rosie Don't Hurt Them. And we'll be asking you the question about Calypso Rose. Well, we do have that question for you. Now, the question is, what was Calypso Rose's Calypso name before she was named Calypso Rose? Now, we do know that her birth name is MacArthur Lewis, so do not mix up MacArthur Lewis. We're talking about a Calypso name. What was her Calypso name before she was named Calypso Rose? If you are the first person to be drawn with the answer correctly, you'll be the winner of that album. We'll be right back. Our next performer won the Calypso Monarch title in Grenada back in 1981 with something called We Want We Carnival. He lost it the following year to the African Teller in 1982, but never gave up. He migrated to the US soon afterwards and continued singing Calypso. He participated in the first two Independence Calypso Monarch competitions in the USA, but never really placed, but is always a stalwart in the competition. He is the Timpo. We caught him in Grenada, doing the big one that was on the Straykers record label in 1989, and a song arranged by Frankie McIntosh. Give me a taste of the ting.
Up in big confusion with my female fan Yvonne. She want to know what is wrong, so long I make a song. I tell her no, I ain't quit singing, cause right now to the studio I going. Right away Yvonne start begging, she want to hear my friends my song going. She kept begging, give me a taste of your thing. Oh gosh, I know it's sweet, I know it's sweet. I want a taste of your thing. Oh gosh, I know you're sweet, I know you're sweet. So long you have everybody waiting. What the hell you holding it back for? Music or no music, I want something. Just a little taste before you go. You hear me? I tell her try and understand, I can't miss my recording session, and without the music my song would not sound so sweet. She will listen to my honest play, insisting she want to hear my melody. Why not wait, darling? Come down, relax. It's gonna sound much sweeter when you hear it on wax. She keep begging, give me a taste of your tea. Oh gosh, I know you're sweet, I know you're sweet. I want a taste of your tea. Oh gosh, I know you're sweet, I know you're sweet. So long you have everybody waiting. What the hell you holding it back for? Music or no music, I want something. Just a little taste before you go. You hear me? Right there. I tried my best to run away. She blocked my path and shouted out, no way. Then grab onto my shirt collar, start tugging like a wrestler. There was nothing left for me to do but to render a verse or two. She got excited at the sound of my calypso, wailing and whining and bawling, give me more. She kept begging, give me a taste of your tea. Oh gosh, I know you're sweet, I know you're sweet. I want a taste of your tea. Oh gosh, I know you're sweet, I know you're sweet. So long you had everybody waiting. What the hell you holding it back for? Music or no music, I want something. Just a little taste before you go. You hear me? Right there. I tell her try and understand. I can't miss my recording session, and without no music my song would not sound so sweet. She would listen to my honest plea, insisting she wanted to hear my melody. Why not wait, darling? Come down, relax. It's gonna sound much sweeter when you hear it on wax. She kept begging, give me a taste of your thing. Oh gosh, I know you're sweet, I know you're sweet.
The Tempo, give me a taste of the thing on CultureShare. In 1985, the biggest coming together of Calypsonians for a competition came to reality with the first hosting of the King of Kings in Trinidad. Now in New York, the biggest amalgamation of Calypsonians has always been the annual Mother's Day celebration at the Madison Square Garden. Now history was made in 1986 when the biggest coming together of Calypsonians for one particular recording came a reality. That's with the production of Calypso for Africa. That was initiated by Gil Figaro, one of the driving forces behind the organizations of the Sunshine Awards. Now Ralph MacDonald conducted that session. That made history so much so that we can never ever overplay such a production. Calypso for Africa, now is the time to lend a hand to the motherland, Africa.
That we're serious. Let us all pull together as one
to help eradicate starvation.
Now is the time to do the things you said. Now is the time to help in every way. Now is the time to show that you really care. Now is the time to show some unity. Now is the time. future.
Every child should have enough food to eat, to live a life that's healthy and sweet. Now is the time.
The rich can make your heart.
Now is the time.
The big can play a part.
Now is the time.
To show that you're ready. Yeah.
Now is the time.
Don't let your brothers die.
Now is the time.
Let's turn it all around.
Now is the time. Our history shows that we are one people.
So obviously we are part of this struggle.
Let us prove what we're talking about.
Oh, let us show love. Let us pour it out.
Now is the time.
Help save Africa.
Now is the time.
Famine and hunger.
Now is the time.
Oh, send them a little prayer.
Now is the time.
The children of this world.
Now is the time.
All your heart and soul.
Now is the time.
sweeter all the time, Calypso for Africa. Now is the time on CultureShare. You may have heard in one of our commercials about the Everybody's Magazine's Calypso Soca Awards that's going to be taking place on Friday, May the 8th at the Africa House in Brooklyn, New York. Well, the publisher of the Everybody's Magazine, Herman Hall, chief organizer of that celebration, annual celebration that is, dropped in at the G.B.T.V studio, and I took the opportunity to have a chat with him. And I first asked him about the format of the awards.
We have essentially two categories. Category one is based on personalities in the Calypso business whom our readers and our editorial directors believe did very well in 1991. So for example, our Calypsonian of 1991 is the Black Stallion, and the album of the year for 1991 was also Black Stallion. The #1 hit of the year was The Dollar Wine by Colin Lucas. And then you have some other categories. For example, Wizard, he won, I think, for one of the best lyrics in all of 1991. The second group, which is mostly important, what you may call the Achievement Awards. And these are the Producers Award, the Arrangers Award, and the Ken Chandler Award. Now, the Producer Award, for example, is going to Granville Straker of Straker Records, who has been working and producing records for over 25 to 30 years. So that particular group is not really based on 91, it is based on a period of years. The most prestigious award the magazine could possibly give in the area of arts and culture is what we call the Ken Chandler Award, in memory of the magazine's first photographer, who I never had the opportunity to even pay for his work. He helped me in the first year or year and a half of the magazine, and he went to Trinidad. I clearly remember 2 days before he said to me, well, are you not going to Trinidad? I said, well, you know, the magazine was a year and a half old, we have no money to send a photographer. He said, well, if you are going to be in the business, somebody should go, and I am going to Trinidad and I'm going to cover it for you. Unfortunately, I arrived in Trinidad and he was killed in a car accident immediately. So that award is in his memory. And Calypso Rose, who we honored way back in 1978, 15 years later, is the recipient of the Ken Chandler Award.
Now, the award in itself is beginning to take more prominence, in a sense that as Calypso and Soca continue to be more recognized and continue to become more popular, the show in itself is having more prominence. Now, also too, we have the Caribbean Music Awards that incorporates the other music of the Caribbean. So then, does it bother you that you're having a Calypso Soca Awards, and within the Caribbean Music Awards there's also the Calypsonians involved?
No, well, first of all, we have to look at it in two parts. Part one, this magazine is the publication who started most of those awards. We started in 1978 in celebration of our first anniversary. When we had Clive Lloyd, the cricketer, who came to make a presentation, we had Calypso Rose being honored. In 1979 and in 1980, the year I clearly remember when Sir Arthur Lewis won the Nobel Prize, we honored Sir Arthur as the Man of the Year. That year, the recipient of the Calypso Award went to the Mighty Sparrow, and the late Prime Minister Tom Adams of Barbados presented the award. All that I'm really saying is that we used to integrate our awards into politics, economics, and as well as culture. Now, it used to be blossom in the form of a dinner, but the politicians and the big brains, you can say, obviously used to prevail. People saw these awards and the dinners by the mere fact that we had all these politicians. For example, in 1982, this magazine had 1,700 people at the Sheraton Center in Manhattan. The lead opera for the New York Metropolitan Opera, he sang the national anthem. That year, we honored a great Grenadian named Peter Otley, who, for whatever political reasons in Grenada, he was identified with Gary, had nothing to do with his contribution to the labor movement here. That dinner, we raised $39,000 in US out of that dinner, and Grenada got 15,000 US. Dominica got the rest. But again, we had people in culture we had honored that year, but it was never seen because as I said, it was integrated. In the last 3 or 4 years, we decided to go ahead with a Calypso Award. Now, in part two to the question, You have the Grammy, we all know. But in addition to the Grammy we see on television, we also see the country and western, the rap music, the soul train, the American Music Awards. Now in the Grammy, you take the cream of the top in each of these categories of music and you honor them. But let us say in the Soul Train Award, you will find more of the rap singers, or in the country and western, you will find only the country and western. So in terms of the Caribbean Music Awards, I am also advocating that, and I advocated that last year in the magazine, that we do not only have a Calypso Award and a Reggae Award, but we also should have a Haitian or a French type award. And so more French or more Haitian people could be honored in that type of music. An exclusive Calypso award like ours, more Calypsonians could be honored, and the same thing applies for the reggae. Now then you will have the Caribbean Music Award, which will take the cream of those and you present it as a single unit. So there is no problem in having more than one awards. I think the problem with the Caribbean Music Awards is that, from what I observe, is that it is an attempt to make it on a very national scale without getting down or integrating with the people who promoted or gave themselves of that award. So what you have had happening in these two music awards is, unfortunately, is people who have contributed are not included. At the upcoming Everybody's Magazine Calypso Awards, I'm hoping to make an announcement of where I think similar awards can go in the future.
Herman Hall, publisher of Everybody's Magazine. I would like to say a special welcome to Everybody's Magazine, to the commercial family on CultureShare. Looking forward to a great relationship, and we're looking forward to a great award show coming up on May the 8th at Africa House. We'll be right back. We did mention earlier on in the program that you have an opportunity to win an album compliments of Calypso Rose. It's Calypso Rose's 1992 album, Rosie Don't Hurt Them, by asking you a question about Calypso Rose. Now we're going to repeat that question for you. The question is, what was Calypso Rose's Calypso name before she was named Calypso Rose? Now, don't mix it up with Calypso Rose's birth name, which is MacArthur Lewis. We're not talking about that. We're actually talking about what was Calypso Rose's Calypso name before she was named Calypso Rose. If you know the answer to that question, you can write us here at G.B.T.V, and the first correct answer to be drawn will win that album. You'll get the full address coming up in the credits at the end of the show. We'll be quite happy to hear from you. And it was great keeping you company once again on CultureShare. You can join us again right here, same place next week for another great show. Till then, I am Harold PYSADEE, reminding you to keep on the bright side of life, be good to your neighbor, keep a smile on your face, and have a great Easter weekend. Bye now. We leave you the music of Ronnie McIntosh with some sweet soca.
From 1991, direct to you with the band Orion. Come in, 1, 2, do what you want. Hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. Feeling so fine on top of the world, but I don't mind with little control. Yes. The belly pump you in the heat, make you want to move, Lord. You have to come to the beach. Let's have a good time, pick up the party all night. We're gonna jump and shake and make it feeling alright. Take out your flag, celebration time and you in a banner. Oh, that young yellow whining without a manner. I want to see you getting on like you're mad. It's the greatest time that you ever, oh God, do what you want. Do what you want, 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 do what you want. You wanna jump up? You wanna rump up, you wanna shake up, with feet to break up. You wanna get down, roll on the ground. You wanna line up, with feet to grind. Come in! Hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. Come on this occasion. To have a ball is my intention. Listen to the band, music something real sweet. Jump and wave your hand, Lord, and sweep you off your feet. Enjoy the party, don't care what nobody say. You better jump and shake and dance your troubles away, away, away. Celebration time and you in a banner. All them young girl whining without a man. I want to see you getting on like your man. It's the greatest time that you ever had. Everybody sing. I want you sing. Man, I want you sing. Look, I want you sing. You wanna jump on? You wanna rump on? You wanna shake? You feel the break? You wanna get down? Roll on the ground. You wanna line up? You feel the grind up. Hey, hey, hey. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Now is the time. Get rid of the blues. It's not that right to do what you choose. Yes? Whether you're old, you do what we do best. Every boy and girl on a song with the death. Let's have a good time. We come to party all night. We're gonna jump and shake and dance the drummers away. Celebration time and you in a band.